First of all, namaste to everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity, for letting me speak about my journey so far. It's a pleasure to be a part of this amazing team. Well, my journey has been an interesting one, yes. I was born and brought up in Delhi and been in the corporate sector, had spent a good amount of time over there for 15 years or so, but there was always this urge to do something more meaningful and make an impact, specifically in the education space. The thoughts kept on hovering, and then gradually it actually led me to quit my corporate job at the time when I was at the peak of my career. No regrets though. There, back in Delhi, I started working with different NGOs and exploring the domain. Well, then during that time, I met Ramesh Balasundaram, who's my husband now, and also my partner at work. We both decided and started discussing about getting into the social development sector. And then when the idea of starting Utsav was germinated. So it all started with discussing about what should be the name, the cause, and the people that we will be getting associated with. And all these were happening over calls, emails, because Ramesh is based out of Bangalore, and so am I now. But while there in Delhi, all this started on with. Then gradually, we decided to tie the knot, and in February 2009, we tied the knot. Precisely 9 months from the wedding date, Balutsav was born. So Balutsav is our first and only child. And Balutsav, as the name suggests, it stands for happiness, celebration, and it is a hope for the future of tomorrow, which is our children. Personally, if I have to say, I would certainly say my mother has been my inspiration, the way she has raised my brother and me, simultaneously taking care of my other cousins. I'm a Punjabi and I come from a joint extended family. So we were like almost 50 to 100 of us staying together in these large houses back in Delhi. So I always looked up to her, the way she would smile, approach people, not giving up attitude. So that's what kept me going on. Simultaneously, my dad and my Bade Papa, my dad's elder brother, who started, they set up schools in Delhi, and they both are in the education space. So I have learned a lot about this particular space from them. So I owe to them, certainly, yes. On personal level, these three are my role models. If I talk about professionally, each and every woman I have been meeting so far, I have learned so much from them. I don't think I'll do justice if I name few of them, but I will give it to each and everyone whom I have been meeting so far. Been learning. It's been a journey of learning, and one to look forward to. Yes, there are a lot many, but just to name one is where I was asked to lead a team. It was impromptu, where one night around 8:30, I was given a call specifically about this case which had happened at one of the companies related to sexual harassment. And it was during 2013 when the law came into being, which is POSH, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at the Workplace. That is another hat that I wear. And around 8:30, I received this call, and I was asked to immediately begin the inquiry because of the gravity of the situation. And the case demanded one to be on guard as well. So that particular moment, I so clearly remember that I immediately walked out of the house, started driving towards the office, got onto calls en route to office so that the entire internal committee team comes together and discusses the case. That at that particular time, I realized that there is so much that needs to be done in this space. And I learned a lot from that particular incident as well. The aggrieved per se was traumatized and she needed to be counseled to begin with. There where I came into the picture, and God's grace, we were able to resolve the case within a week's time, and the girl and the aggrieved got justice. But since then, there has been no looking back, and I have been on board with more than 3 dozen companies across the country now, consulting various companies related to POSH matters. But that particular case I clearly remember, because we sat through till 3 o'clock early morning, and reached out to various stakeholders involved over there to resolve it. So that's what it is. Yes. There have been a lot of struggles. Yes, every day has been a challenge. In particular, if I have to say one, was towards the initial days of when we had started, when we had launched Utsav. Primarily working in the social sector, you are technically dependent on donations. You need to reach out to individuals, like-minded individuals who can support your cause, be there with you, whether cash or kind. It does not matter, but you need that support. So the challenge being in this sphere has been that every penny that comes to us, there is a lot of responsibility that is on our shoulders. And we need to ensure that each and every penny also reaches out to the beneficiary. So the trust factor that was supposed to be created with the donors at the initial stages took a little time for us, because we had to showcase them that yes, the models that we are working on, which is education and remodeling schools, the government schools, is successful and can give impact at the end of the day. So reaching out to the donors, ensuring them are at least telling them that yes, it is possible and you come and support our cause, was certainly a challenge for us at the onset. And then gradually, we started looking for solutions for the problems. And there was also a time when we had a solution for the problem, but there were less or very fewer people who came forward to support. So that was a roadblock. But then gradually, when we showcased that, yes, government schools can become they are the role models, they can be role models and can have parents and teachers and other stakeholders be a part of it, we were able to sail through it easily. And now, yes, we have come a long way in this journey. Elsa, I strongly believe that as a woman, I don't have to challenge anyone, but I think I have my own strong points. I'm the one who probably can inspire each and every individual around me. So that's what I believe in. That's pretty much from my end, Elsa. I strongly don't believe in challenging anyone else. I don't. And I wouldn't even recommend anybody to do that. But just believe in yourself and keep doing what you strongly believe in. One thing at a time. That's what it is. I have faced, Elsa. I have certainly. Being in the corporate sector, I have certainly faced it. Even now, there are times when we face it. But the only strong point that I believe in is that I give it back at the onset. I don't wait for someone to come and support me. You know, if it has to be a no, it has to be a no. There are repercussions for that as well. But because you believe in your cause, you believe in yourself, I think that's what has kept me going on. Yeah. So I personally don't I don't wait for others to support me. I don't. And I would suggest each and every individual women also to do the same thing. There could be repercussion, as I said, but you have to believe in yourself and go forward. That's it. Is through the government schools where I've been working for the last 10 plus years. Each and every girl that we get in touch with, the first thing we tell them is believe, dream, and keep going. Do not give up. That's what We always tell them. And the best part has been that we were able to bring in many girl children back to the school. So that has been pretty promising for the entire team at Utsav, as well as for me personally. When we see those bright eyes coming to the school day in, every day, that gives us hope to work with many, many more women around. Plus, working in the corporate world, even now consulting a lot of fellow women colleagues, I am learning a lot from them as well. Simultaneously, helping them sail through if there are any cases which come to our knowledge, or if there is any stress that the women folk are going through, counseling them, reaching out to them certainly shows us the light towards the end of the tunnel. Yes. At this point in time, we have been able to reach out to 8 lakh students in Karnataka per se, and few other parts of the country too. Out of this, the percentage is there are around 49% of the female students, the girls students who are coming to the school. So 49% is a big number, it's a large number. Just to give you an example, we started with 45 students in 2011, in the year 2011. And reaching the number that we are working with right now, we can pat our backs, and there is a lot to be done, a lot more to be done in the near future. We are looking forward to be working on this pair. But at this point in time, what is it that we are doing, what strategy we are taking? Very important part is the hygiene, the wash aspect in the schools, which is water, sanitation, and hygiene. Now, I'm not saying that there are no toilets in the government schools. There are toilets. But to connect the dot, there are toilets, but there is no water facility. Now, if you have a girl child coming to the school, staying in the school for good 6 to 8 hours and not being able to use the toilet at the end of the day, and there is no water for hygiene or cleanliness, I think it defeats the purpose. So we have been able to fix the water problem to begin with in each of the 200 schools that we have worked so far. The second point is the menstrual hygiene space. Now, when a girl reaches a certain age, now there are certain modalities, there are certain customs and rituals that they are following at home, back in home. Now, to shy away from this aspect is not something one should be concentrating on. So the whole idea is to encourage them to step out even during those 4 to 5 days, not to stay at home. Now, to ensure that we have the kids coming to the school, the girls coming to the school during those 5 days of the month as well, what we have done is that we have ensured there is a proper facility, a dispenser, a vending machine of sanitary napkins in the school for the girls to not feel awkward if they suddenly get their periods while they're at the school. They have the freedom to go and pick up the napkin immediately for their usage. There is an incinerator for them to dispose of those napkins, so they don't have to worry on that account as well. So these are a few things that we are working on so that we are able to give them more encouragement to be in the school without shying away from the modalities and from the entire life cycle, which every girl has to go through. As well as the teachers who are in the school. Very important, as I started with saying that the toilets and the water facility in the school has been an issue throughout. So we are trying to fix that. And I can proudly say 200 school plus so far. The teachers, the girls, and the parents are happy to send back their girls to the school. Yes. Our wings are spread across Karnataka. We are launching schools in Hyderabad, Chennai, as well. Our model is, the model that we have created was conceptualized with the aim of anyone to replicate it. These are scalable models. So we are looking at individuals who either can join hands with us or can adapt the models based on the local needs. And we are there to support them. What advice would I give them? Yes, I think we also need to take a lot of advice from the younger lot, But out of experience, what I can tell them is never give up. It is only you and you who can set the rules for a better tomorrow. And specifically a girl, specifically a woman, you are the caretaker. You are not dependent on others. The others are dependent on you. So don't let your dreams die. Fulfill them one at a time. Okay, so Elsa, to be candid, getting into the social sector was not an easy one. We completely shocked our family members. And we had quit our corporate jobs. Both Ramesh and myself had quit our corporate jobs before we launched Balitsa. So the seed fund for Balitsa was our gifts that we received during our wedding. So that's how we started on. But then gradually, thanks to our past experiences of learning and development sector, we were able to start another entity, which is called Facilitator Guide, wherein we do conduct a lot of training and workshops for the corporates at a different level altogether. So that is one of our sustainable model that we are able to take care of our bread and butter over there, simultaneously consulting with various corporates related to POSH and related to other education space to the government too.